Hi, my name is Brian Harasha. I live, work, and play near Lake Tahoe. I am not much of a videographer, but I do love to ski and snowboard. So I'm going to try to put something together for you guys. No promises. I grew up in Spring Creek, just outside the Rubies, and Rubies are probably my favorite place on earth. Consider it my backyard playground. Spent much of my life hiking, climbing, everything you could think of in the Rubies. Always dreamed of skiing or snowboarding in the Rubies. But my snowboarding career started probably just outside of Elko on the Elko Snow Bowl. Learned to snowboard there, and then the occasional trips out to Utah with my family. I didn't really start to get up into snowboarding until I was in high school. Really got into it, and then I went to college, and college turned into snowboarding college. And then after I graduated from college, I came out to Lake Tahoe, where my parents live now, and wanted a job that would get me on the hill, so I decided to start teaching snowboarding, but I had to learn how to ski to teach skiing. So now I love skiing and snowboarding equally. It's my life now. I never thought that it would happen, but I teach skiing and snowboarding for my career and love it. Anyways, this video is supposed to be about why I love to snowboard. And I think there's two words probably, is feelings and dreams. Loving something is pretty hard to explain. When someone asks you why you love your spouse or your kids, you just feel it. You know what it feels like to love your wife or love your kids, but you can't always put it into words. That's how I feel when I step onto my snowboard or click into my skis. I just love it. The feeling you get when you were a little kid on the last day of school, every day, when you get out on the slopes, or when you're riding up the trail for the first run on a powder day. Seems like eternity because you just can't wait to get on the snow, and you feel like it's going to disappear if you don't get there the next 15 seconds. That feeling, and regardless of what's going on in your life, you can just be in a terrible mood, but as soon as you're making a few turns, all that goes away. All you have is a love for snowboarding, at least for me anyways. I knew I loved snowboarding since I was young when I started to learn, and I always looked at the snow. My favorite channel was the Weather Channel, always tracking the snowstorms, checking the snowtail sites in the Rubies to see what the snowpack is doing, even though I knew in my wildest dreams I would ever be able to actually snowboard or ski in those mountains. And one thing I do remember from when I was younger was in high school, I don't know if Joe remembers, but I actually helped him out one fall preparing for the season, working on the snowcats and stuff. And I remember one day that I found a map with ski lines on it throughout the Rubies, and I was just drooling at all these lines. And I just remember spending, a little bit looking at all these lines, memorizing them in my head, and then going back to my house that night and penciling in all these lines that I saw on that map, on my map at home, and then the following summer going and hiking as many of those lines as I could just to see what they were like. I thought it was pretty amazing, all the places that people get to go, people get to ride their skis and snowboards down, and I've only seen them ski or hiking, climbing, falling on rocks, but that was one moment that I knew that, someday I had to get there. But that's what I'm talking about, is a dream. The feeling of snowboarding, it's a love. Feeling of skiing, but it's a dream to be able to do that. Even you just dream about it in the summer when there's no snow around. I wake up dreaming about snowboarding. It's when you know you love something, when you dream about it all the time. You can go and just you know that no one is ever gonna make the same exact lines as you in that snow. The next day, it'll be erased. Or the wind will blow it over, or it'll snow another couple feet on top of it, and you get to do it again. That one line is never gonna be replicated, and I think that's pretty awesome. But like I said, I teach skiing and snowboarding, and that has added a new love to skiing and snowboarding for me. To see these kids, I teach hundreds and hundreds of kids I've seen, and adults, learn these new sports, and I can just see the love growing in their eyes, and I know that I passed that on to them, and they're gonna have the same feelings as me. They're gonna be waking up in August dreaming about the snowboarding or skiing season, and that's a pretty cool feeling. When I'm snowboarding, I forget about everything else, just those turns. When I fall down, get back up, still love it. Any bad day can be made a good day with just a little bit of snow and a bunch of turns. When I'm hiking or looking at magazines, I just pictured lines through the rocks. One pretty funny memory of mine was one of the first dates that I went on with my now wife. Was I took her up to Lamoille Canyon, probably in like early May, and I told her we were going for a hike, and obviously I had my snowboard strapped to my back, and I drug her up to the top of Lamoille Peak to get a couple extra turns down to Liberty Lake, and I'm pretty sure she thought I was crazy dragging her up there with my snowboard. Probably should have thought of how she was going to get down, but I was pretty stoked to be able to share that with somebody, and obviously she didn't think I was too crazy, because she's still hanging out with me and doing some similar stuff like that. It's that feeling that gets me up every morning to go back on those slopes, put myself in those nasty conditions, sitting on the chairlift with 30-mile-per-hour winds in my face, snow pelting in my face. And as soon as I get off that chairlift, the misery's gone. I'm in love all over again. And really, I can't explain why I love skiing and snowboarding. I just do. I just love my wife. You just love your kids. It's just a feeling. And skiing and snowboarding allows you to dream. Dream on the chairlift. Picture your lines hiking in the middle of summer, picturing your lines in your dreams. But I do hold the Rubies close to my heart. I represent my home mountain. A lot of people ask me if I've ever skied or snowboarded in the Rubies, and I kind of just give a little I wish. It's a dream of mine, but it'll happen someday, is what I tell them. But for now, I'm just going to have to tell them how awesome I think it would be. And it's surprising how many people actually do know about the Rubies and ask me about heli skiing. And I just give them my little story of, I've hiked all over those mountains. They're pretty awesome. So I'll leave it on that. To all my fellow ski and snowboard enthusiasts, keep on feeling that love feeling, and keep on dreaming. My vote's for the kid.